StarTropics. See, even started a new game here.
Aw. Night play.
No.
One day in summer. Does Sea Island actually mean anything, or is it just referring to the shape?
Yes. That's a good question. I don't know if there's like any special Sea Island lore. They do this whole thing, they make the cola joke over and over again.
Oh, right.
Because this is Coral Cola.
So it could be sea because Coral Cola.
Yeah, Coral Cola. Then there's, Miracola? They have this whole thing going on with it.
Sadly, there is no Nuka-Cola.
Or Diet Cola. There is a Maricola. It's like somebody said, "Hey, where are you from? Americola?"
Canada Cola?
Sure.
I'm from Canada Cola.
Yeah. I think it's the old lady there in the hut. I think she calls it Americola. But I have to talk to everybody first before... Want to go fishing? Yeah.
Does it really make you talk to everybody first, or do you just do this because?
Well, okay, so the guy guarding the shack over here, he won't let you through unless you've actually talked to everybody.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of getting it out of the way before I go talk to...
the guy guarding the shack.
Yeah, the chief here. You know, Island Ron Jeremy. Ron Jeremy of the Caribbean. Allegedly.
Okay, but that's a pretty good gig if you don't have to wear a shirt all the time.
Heck yeah.
Okay, not as good as Professor Kukui in Pokemon, though.
Nah.
Where he gets to live life in jams and a lab coat.
Yeah. It's like Matthew McConaughey levels of living there. Yeah, see, he'll let me in now.
Nice.
Otherwise, he'll just be like, "Nope. Who are you? Go away."
Not until everybody has given you their blessing.
I like this animation because, you know, her mouth moves, but her hand just kind of waves around. It just gives it this illusion of a lot more movement than actually is happening.
It does look pretty cool.
It's just one of those cool, like, old computer game cheats they used to do. I just like that. I just like how they did so much with so little. I appreciate that.
I always hated trying to jump in this game.
Yeah, the rhythm on this is weird. Because when you jump, you actually jump in place.
Yes, you jump straight up and then you have to move.
Yeah.
And I'm used to Mario where...
Yeah, the physics are totally different.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I could never get into this one.
This is kind of a goofy game. And the funny thing is, you know, I was in high school before I saw StarTropics anywhere else. Like, I don't ever remember seeing this game in a store. I mean, it was a Nintendo game, you know, so... But this is one that I got from my cousins.
For free!
Free!
Is that... Okay, that's because your brother Phil got you the Nintendo for Christmas.
Yes.
Or
So,
the family the Nintendo for
yes,
Christmas.
it was me, if we're honest here.
And then... But that
So
was
the Super Nintendo was
yeah.
already out. So, okay, what happened was the SNES came out, and they were running, like, deals on, you know, the NES. You know, the price dropped on it. I think originally when it came out, it was like a $200 console. $200, $250, depending on which version of the NES you got. Because, maybe you remember this, they had the triple pack, which was, okay. They had this triple pack thing where you got, it came with Mario, Duck Hunt, and Track and Field. It had the power pad. you remember that?
No.
You don't remember the Power Pad?
I just remember Mario and Duck Hunt being sold together.
Yeah.
I kind of remember the Power Pad, but I don't think we ever had one.
Yeah, my friend got the Power Pad version of it. And, it was kind of expensive, Maybe it was either like that $199, $249 area. It was kind of pricey. But anyway, what happened was when the SNES came out, they were like selling off all the NESs. It's like, all right, this console is clearly done, so we gotta sell them off because we have a lot of them, and they're still selling and making regular Nintendo games too, right? So it dropped to $99, and it was like, you get Mario Duck Hunt. That was like the classic NES, set.
Yeah.
You got the Zapper, 2 controllers, and Mario and Duck Hunt. But my version of it was the later pack because the Zapper was not gray, it was orange.
Oh, that's weird.
So that's why our Zapper, we still have it, that's why it's orange. Because, you don't want to mistake it for a real firearm.
Yeah, because a light gray firearm with red on it.
Well, alright. The thing is, you had the laser tag incident.
That's true. Yeah, okay.
Never mind the rest of the context of that, but like it was in a bad part of town.
I didn't realize that they had an orange gun.
Yeah, the orange Zapper. Yeah.
Oh.
And that's the version we have down in the Trunk of Wonders. Someday I'll get that out and organize it.
But then it wouldn't be quite as wonderful.
No. It'll still be just as wonderful. Mostly I just want to get it into a better container, organize it, get the cables, organized, and... Dang.
That guy's so creepy. But I seriously love that they put the bones in.
I like that. That's good.
That is some good detail there.
So the Super Nintendo was out, and all the cool kids were getting the Super Nintendo or a Sega Genesis, right? So the old console, and this is like one of the first times this has happened, because we didn't have like new consoles yet. You had like Atari, you would change consoles, but you never had like an updated console. So, if you had a Super Nintendo, why on earth would you touch your NES again?
Which worked for you in your
totally,
favor, though.
Absolutely worked in my favor.
How many?
So the cousins, Ryan and Drew, they had Super Nintendo. I think they also had a Genesis too, so I mean they were covered. So anyway, Phil got us the NES. SNES is already out. And then my Aunt Sally gives us this, I remember it clearly. My dad coming in, and he had this paper grocery bag. And, even then, paper grocery bags were kind of, thing of the past. You're like, what's in here? He's like, oh yeah, this is for you. This is for me. And I open it up, and there's like 20 Nintendo games in it.
That's like a gold,
it's a
gold rush.
Mine.
Yeah.
It's like, what? The thing is, I purchased in my life maybe 2-3 NES games. All the rest came from that haul. Because I never had to buy any more games.
What was in it?
Okay, Castlevania 2 and 3 were in that. Exodus Ultima, StarTropics, bringing it back around to the game we're playing here. Oh my gosh. Legend of Zelda 1 and 2. And, oh my gosh. Shadowgate. Shadowgate was in there. It was a game called Hylide. Hylide was in there.
Is that anything like High Life?
No.
Like the actual game? Oh.
No. It's like a fantasy game. It's just like a dorking around with swords, that kind of thing. And I'd have to actually go back into my... and make it like Tetris would have been in there. And, what else? It was enough to keep me busy, for sure. I didn't have any Mario games, and I didn't have any Mega Man games, which was a little weird.
Those are like the classics.
I know, but it wasn't part of that collection. And I got Mario 2 from a guy at school. He sold me for like $15. He would not budge on that price.
Okay, $15 is probably not terrible.
Well, it'd be like...
at the time.
It's got to be like double that now. I mean, inflation from... this would have been 1992 when I did this. So... I'm like, man, come on, can't you bring it down to 10? That would have been a better fair value of the game. Because you gotta remember, it's Mario 2. Mario World on this SNES was out, and that's what everyone was actually playing. And he had all these games laying around, he was just trying to milk it as much as he could. He didn't even play Nintendo anyway. He was a Sega guy, and he got the Sega CD. It was all about it.
Sega guy.
And he was all about the Sega CD and how great it was. So, I bought Mario 2 from him for $15. I mean, it's worth more than that now. But I still have it. 30 plus years later.
That's a classic game.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like anything else.
No, it's because it was a different game entirely. It's because it's not a Mario game.
It's kind of like
It's Doki Doki Panic.
Legend of Zelda 2.
Yes.
That also doesn't look like anything else.
Yeah, you know what? I think Zelda 2 doesn't look like anything else, and I kind of wish it wasn't a Zelda game. Because it's a crap Zelda game.
What would you call it?
I don't know. I'd call it...
It kind of reminds me of Ghosts and Goblins, even.
Yeah, I don't know what I would call it. I'd call it, I don't know, Fairy Warrior or something.
Fairy Boy.
It's just... I think I would accept it more. But the thing is, I was playing Zelda 2 before Link's Awakening. No, Link to the Past. That was first. Link's Awakening was on the Game Boy.
I love Link's Awakening.
Link to the Past was on the Super. And I'm trying to remember when that came out. If that was a launch with the SNES or if that came out a little later. I don't remember. But I was playing... The SNES came out in the following... Whatever Christmas that it was out for. It was that following summer that I got the... all the games. But, whatever your opinion is on Zelda 2, I did have the first one, and that one lit up my life. That was amazing. And I'd known about Zelda, I didn't really get to play it. I don't think I had any friends who had Legend of Zelda. But, when I finally got to play it, it was like this open world thing. Which there were no other games that did that, by the way. So that was freaking cool. But you have StarTropics. Since
oh yeah, StarTropics.
Anyway, yeah, that game we're playing right now.
Back to StarTropics.
So StarTropics is one of those games, and it was one I'd never heard of because it was one that no one ever talked about because no one had it or played it. So I'm like, okay, so I guess I'll give this a try. I mean, everything was new and it was free. So I'm like, yeah, man, whatever you got, I'll take.
The funny thing is, when I was in college, someone gave me because I had a knockoff Nintendo.
Yes.
That I bought for college called a Yobo. And someone gave me their old Nintendo games. So I got Galaga, I think.
Yeah, I think you have Galaga.
And I think Chrysalis came with it. And StarTropics, and I remember going, oh, StarTropics, that's weird, and trying this game, and the jumping mechanics were so painful that I never got anywhere in it.
Yeah, this felt like, I'm trying to think if there's any other games that behave like StarTropics. It almost feels like honestly, it almost feels like an old computer game. Like a more colorful Commodore 64 game.
Okay, but even Jumpman Jr. jumped better than this.
Yeah, I know. Oh, crap.
Oh, I had you distracted, didn't I?
Yeah. I could rewind. No, we're not gonna. No, it's alright. We'll just ignore it. I dorked it. Sorry, everyone. I can't, like any of you care. I don't need it. I don't need your filthy hearts.
You can. Oh man, that pufferfish is crazy.
I may take it back what I said about the hearts.
I do need your hearts.
I do. No, I'll be fine. I can do this. Do this. Bring it on.
Dolphin, no. Oh man.
So this was just one of these games. I don't know. Once I didn't have any trouble with the jumping mechanic, and the whole setup was so simple, right? But yet visually interesting. So it was like, it was easy to keep playing it. You know, even when you suck and, you know, you die over and over again. It was just one of those games that, you know, I didn't mind it. I mean, it was frustrating. There might have been some controller throwing or biting. You know. I think what got me for StarTropics was that it was just, the story was weird, and it was just visually interesting. And it was unlike anything else I had, so I just kept playing it. So through trial and error, I was able to like get through like, you know, the first bit of the game, like the first 2/3 of it, before it just gets unspeakably difficult. That's not true. Which, you know, comes to the other part of the story. After chapter 3, and you have to do the, go through the whale, you have to put in the frequency, which requires the booklet that came with the game, which of course I didn't have. So, you know, if we get that far, I could talk about it there, but man, you know, it took so long, so much waiting, like years. Okay, so I would have been playing this game in 7th grade, and I was a senior in high school. I was a senior in high school before I actually got past that one part in StarTropics. There was a video store that opened up in Boonville that had NES games that they were renting. Okay, this would have been like 1996, and people were still renting NES games.
Okay, so because I'm a nerd,
yeah,
totally looked up StarTropics on Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's 1990.
1990.
For the American market.
And it was produced, written, and directed by the guy who developed Punch-Out.
Oh, okay.
But what else was out in 1996? I mean,
are you talking about console-wise or game-wise?
Yeah, console-wise,
okay,
because it totally makes sense that you could still rent Nintendo games.
The PlayStation 1 was out in 1996.
Okay.
Because I knew a guy who had one.
I knew a guy.
Because I remember that it was the Moranzes. The Moranz brothers had a PlayStation. And I remember being over at their house for like a cast party, and they were upstairs playing something on the PlayStation, and it was an expensive console.
Oh, yeah.
It was like $250. I mean, it was the most expensive of all the consoles. And I remember thinking at the time, you bought this? Well, their parents did. I'm like, the PlayStation? Sony has a console? That's never gonna work. It's too expensive. I mean, what does this offer? I mean, no one's gonna buy it. It's gonna be too expensive. You know, never mind that it was like arguably one of the greatest consoles ever made. That's for other reasons, though. It wasn't because of the consoles, because of the games that were on it. Because it basically brought PC scale games to a console.
But see, See, I remember going to not Blockbuster, but, places where you could rent video games, and they had the big plastic cases.
Yeah, they came in the big plastic cases.
Yep, and you could just kind of page through them, and they would have, they wouldn't even have the box. They would just have the cartridge
no, it'd just
and the
be
book.
cartridge. Sometimes they would have the book. If you were lucky, they would have the book. I remember renting Super Mario 3 from our local video store, and it would have the book, and it would be mangled. Maybe somebody's dog got a hold of it.
Some kid used a crayon on it.
Yes, that kind of stuff, like you do. And I remember thinking it was so cool, and I remember poring over the manual for the game because I never had
had manuals.
I never had a game
gosh.
manual because I never bought a brand new game for the original Nintendo ever.
See, we had the manuals, and we would keep them all in those because you would get the plastic sleeves to keep the cartridges in.
Yes.
And so we would keep the manual in the sleeve then with the cartridge.
Yeah. Well, I guess I could just use the little jump rope things.
How do you usually fight? I don't remember ever seeing you fight these monkeys.
I know, I'm just distracted because I'm talking.
I didn't realize this game had flying monkeys. How have I not seen them before?
I can see where you would identify with the flying monkeys.
Shut up. Those snakes remind me so much of Zelda, though.
They are very Zelda-esque, but there's a lot of reused Zelda elements. The hearts, for instance, are straight up Zelda.
True. Okay, I wish you could get double hearts in Zelda, though.
Oh, man, yeah.
Do you throw jump ropes at these guys?
I don't know what I'm going to do with these guys. The problem is I've got the, I may have to, go ranged with these. They're kind of ganging up on me.
Uh-huh.
Whoops. Whoa!
And they can jump. That's just cruel.
And they hurt.
Ooh.
Alright, let's see if I can get some range on these boys.
Okay, playing Legend of Zelda and having the Dark Knots take 2 hearts was horrible. And these guys are just weird because they take a heart and a half.
Yeah, they do. And they again. I'm just distracted. my rhythm has been interrupted.
No mojo. You messed up my groove, man.
You messed up my groove. There we go. Anyway, but it was when I was at that video store in Boonville, and I saw they had StarTropics, and the book was there. I'm like, oh my gosh! It's this amazing thing.
I can't believe that a game would actually have a code that you can only solve the game puzzle if you have the book.
Yeah, if you have the book. But the thing is,
that just seems cruel.
Well, it does. Does it though? I mean, they assume that you're going to buy it. They're not taking into consideration the rental market for this, right?
That's true.
So,
I mean, that's like saying you have to go to St. Louis and look at the base of this statue in order to get on to the next part.
Well, there was no internet.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the other thing. We take that for granted now.
I can look up walkthroughs anytime I want.
It's like anything about a game you can figure out. But they assumed that you were going to have the booklet. And whoever had that booklet, they had dipped it in water or put water on it because the code was there.
That is also crazy that you had to dip it in water to get the code to show up.
I think it was just one of those gimmicky things that they put in the game.
It's interactive play.
It's just this fun little gimmicky thing. We don't do gimmick stuff anymore. That's too bad. I kind of miss it. I do miss it. Just really derpy things like that,
Okay, but at the same time, how many years did it take you before you could get past that?
Yeah, but 4.5.
4.5 years of only being able to play to a certain part of the game.
Yeah, but at the same time, I also didn't pay for it. It was free.
That's true.
But it was frustrating. I remember like earlier in high school asking people if they had StarTropics, but more importantly, if they had the manual for StarTropics. Because I played this all through junior high, and it wasn't until like first semester of my senior year that I finally got past that part in StarTropics. The world was a cruel place before the internet. The real world was a cruel place before the internet. Now the virtual world's a cruel place with the internet.
Oh, yeah.
There. My old man saying of the day. When I was your age. Okay, here's something else. Okay. Since we're on, being old people, kind of a kick here. Do young people today have anything to look forward to? Because, what? Oh, I did visit her one. Oh, no, they wouldn't let me in.
You visited her dad.
No, I visited the guard guarding her bedroom.
Oh.
Like, hey, no boys allowed. Get out there. None of that banana hanky-panky.
Okay, that just sounds...
Well,
everything you say sounds dirty.
I know. Well, the problem is that they do this whole banana joke, for this. So I thought, I'm gonna say something stupid, like something, silly.
And it's gonna be funny.
And incorporate banana into it. And as I was saying it, I realized that this was gonna be taken the wrong way. And then it was.
It was.
So, all right, I earned that one. Anyway. What I was getting at was, we would get like in magazines and stuff, you would see ads for games that were going to come out like months later. And you would just be looking forward to like games coming out. You'd be movies coming out, TV shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my question is, in the day of... I'm sounding so old just even thinking about this. When you get instant gratification, when you can have anything you want at any time, and if you can't have it immediately, it's not worth having. How, I guess, like, what do you look forward to? Well, we would wait for TV and movies and stuff to come out,
but you still have release dates on like movies and stuff.
I guess that's true.
I mean, seriously, waiting for the Barbie movie, I was kind of excited about it.
I guess that's fair.
Or the new Ghostbusters. Oh, okay. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
But no one saw it.
Yeah, but we were counting down. Huh?
Yeah, we were, but we're old. My point is like, you have like, I guess there's some video games. Like, people are like looking forward to like Silk Song, right?
Oh my gosh, Silk Song needs to have a release date.
Well, that's just my point. But the idea of you want something, you would have to either go find it or save up your money and buy it. It wasn't this idea of you could stream it instantly. You can get on Steam and download it. It's like, I feel like playing whatever game it is. And it's like, well, if I've got any money, I don't even have to go to the store. I can be playing this game in 10 minutes or however long it takes to download it. There wasn't this, okay, I have to find a store that has it, assuming I have the money for it in the first place. Get to that store, assuming you have transportation, if you have a driver's license, or if your mom has to take you, I don't know. There was a lot more obstacles in the way of getting a game and playing it.
Doesn't that sign do bad things to you sometimes?
Yes, it's a rando sign, so it can give you -1 if you're a naughty boy.
Nice.
Yeah. Nope.
Why not?
I'll get it in a second. Because the freezing wears off.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like Legend of Zelda, where it freezes the screen indefinitely.
No, it's not like Zelda in that sense.
This game is so brutal. It's unforgiving.
It is, but the funny thing about it is that it's also, I don't need any of this, because we're at the end. It's also mostly memorization. So if you know what you have to do, it's not actually that hard anymore. The difficulty comes in when you don't know what to do and you're figuring it out, and the game is punishing you in the meantime.
Brutal.
It is.
Okay, I will say, I do think it's kind of crazy now how most games, you can just, there's no lives. You just keep playing, and sometimes you'll have to restart over a section or something.
Yeah, that was actually kind of an interesting thing. I don't remember when that style of game kind of came into fashion.
I noticed it with Spyro the Dragon.
Spyro
games.
did it, and also like Jak and Daxter does that.
Yes, and Banjo-Kazooie. That was another one that was like that.
Ah, walked into that one literally. Dang, I'm gonna die. But like this boss, for instance, you know, it takes, you know, a dozen times playing through the game to figure out which brick to jump on.
All of them.
And that's assuming you have any, you know, hearts left by the time you get there. You have to memorize the rest of the level. And I generally don't like that. I don't like level memorization. Because doesn't make you a good player. That just makes you a good memorizer. It's not reactionary. We don't have a lot of games like that anymore. I mean, Mega Man still does it.
I will say, I wonder though if you know, they talk about things that skills you can gain from playing video games, like good hand-eye coordination, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, will playing these kind of memorizing games help your memory though?
That's possible. I think you can get like a muscle memory into it, and that's certainly the case. That's certainly in my case. You know, so you can, if in the real world you have experience doing repetitive tasks that you have memorized, like any kind of like hand movements. Like if you're doing that like in a manufacturing thing, I think it could help if you're like in the kitchen and you're cooking, where you have repetitive movements of like, you know, cutting food and, you know, I don't know, just the way that you're breaking down how much time it's taking you to do something. It's like, all right, you know, I'm gonna cut this vegetable, throw it in the pan, and, you know, meanwhile, then you open up the fridge and get this thing out, and it's like, it becomes a series of movements, so you never really stop moving. You know, you can link all those things together into a single movement. I don't know. Or maybe I'm looking too deep into it. Hand-eye coordination. All right, what do you need in the real world that requires hand-eye coordination? That's a better question. That video games would make you better at in the real world.
Okay.
It's a good question, right?
So, like, I don't know. Technically, would it help with driving kind of thing?
I was wondering about driving. I think driving is based a lot on awareness and judgment. The actual driving part doesn't necessarily take a lot, well, unless you're Soren. But I don't know. He might be a decent driver. I don't know. I don't know. But like maybe being aware of all the tools in the car.
Yeah.
You know.
It allows you to be aware of other things than just
like knowing, being able to like operate the controls on your car, like your cruise control, climate control, all of that stuff while still driving. You know, you just kind of get that practice in. But I think a good driver is all about awareness and judgment. There. That's not political, right? We're not doing politics.
Okay, so honestly though, I'm thinking of even like, okay, skills in nursing, like placing an IV and everything.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. You know, it requires like a dexterity. right?
You definitely learn some dexterity. I feel like especially with platformers where you have that, you have to do some fine movements to not fall off every platform.
Well, I think there's also some, okay. For instance, do you remember what it was like going from an NES controller to a Super Nintendo controller with more than double the buttons?
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what to do with half the buttons.
Exactly. But you figured it out.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was almost like an intimidating thing at first. It's like, oh my gosh, there's all these buttons and they all do different things. So the idea of like managing a system.
Then I start getting controllers with joysticks as well.
Yeah, your analog controllers. Well, you would have been around in the Commodore 64 days. So what about something like you going from like a joystick with a single button?
Okay,
right?
We never had that kind of thing, though, that I can remember. I always played like my Commodore games using the keyboard.
Oh, you did? No
yeah.
Kidding. Oh, we had the traditional single button joysticks.
Oh my gosh.
But I mean, all those games were like, I don't even need to be in here.
You wasted a thing.
I did.
What was that?
That was a ghost.
Dude, seriously?
He was invisible, yeah.
Game scares me.
You gotta want it. I mean, like real bad.
Apparently I never wanted it bad enough.
Yeah, well, it does not reward you for wanting it alone. But then you go from, a Super Nintendo controller and then, frickin' Sony ups the ante and adds 2 more shoulder buttons.
Yes.
And then they do it again when they do the DualShock. Now you have 2 analog controllers, and it's just like, this is getting crazy. What do you even need all this for?
The fact that you just did that last room with no lights on is kind of impressive.
Oh, that's because I know where everything is. I've already played this so much.
I just noticed that.
Yeah, well,
My hero.
Well, it just shows like how much time I've wasted on this game. So why didn't you get into a real school? Well,
StarTropics.
Well, that's the dumb answer. The real answer is because I don't like doing homework. And there was nothing interesting about my school. I can't do anything about that. There we go. I don't think I should be punished because, school was boring and uninteresting. Did better in college. Taking classes I wanted to take. I thought people do better when they're doing something they want to do.
I think that's true. Although, interestingly, I saw an article that was... Granted, this is just the headline. I don't actually know what this article was talking about.
Oh no, you got baited.
But it was, the headline was like, how, preference homeschooling is, damaging education or something like that.
Preferencing homeschool?
Well,
oh, whoops.
Because sometimes you focus on just the stuff that the kids are interested in.
Oh, that.
When you're doing homeschool.
I gotcha.
Instead of, forcing them to just do the boring stuff, too.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Well, I don't know. I feel like there's like this universally understood core education that you need, right?
Yeah.
How did this turn into like an education?
Because yes.
I don't know. I think homeschool is one of those hotly debated things, so everyone's going to have opinions on them. So.
Yeah, very much. Okay, never mind. so?
Well,
the skull.
specifically, well, especially since people aren't happy with school systems and... Never mind.
Yeah.
It's not good there.
Skeledog.
Skeledog, whatever these skeledorks are.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I saw a dog like that at Hot Topic.
Probably.
Skeleanimals. I don't know. It had some kind of brand name.
Oh, you actually stopped. Okay, sometimes the clock doesn't stop them; it just slows them down.
Oh.
I don't know. If that's a glitch, or if that's like a
thing,
a critical role of some sort. I don't know. Where are we at? Yeah, there we go.
Nice. Do they actually give you extra wands, or do you have just enough?
There's a finite amount.
Well, I know there's a finite amount, but is there enough to explore with, or not really?
To explore? No.
Okay.
You have to You
basically have to know where to use them.
You need to know where to use them, or else you're going to run out and then you're stuck. But I do get another set here in a second.
Yeah, it's more of a question of how many mistakes are you allowed to make?
There's a finite amount, and then you just wander around.
Like, can you make one mistake? Can you make two?
Well, the game does allow you to leave the level. It's also a maze.
Oh.
Because I keep doing everything right.
You're not having to turn around.
I'm not accidentally sending myself out.
Ah.
Because if you make a wrong turn, go through the wrong room, it'll actually send you out of the graveyard and you have to start all over again.
That's just cruel.
It is. But it also allows you to leave without dying if you, say, run out of torches.
Ah.
Oh, this room.
Oh. I've watched you play this room recently. It was not a good thing.
Yeah, it's scary. Scary. Go, man. Ah! I thought I could get past him. He says
no.
Nope. He says,
let me give you a hug.
He says, yeah.
Those look like hugging arms to me.
Oh my gosh. Go. Oh, I'm so toast. I don't think I can hit more than one at a time either. I'm gonna die.
You have potion.
I do have potion.
Granted, if you get hit again, it won't matter.
I'll die if I get hit again.
You're not going to use the potion, are you?
No. It's for losers. There it is. And that's the dumb thing. One of these guys opens the door.
And
Which one is it? Not gonna tell you. I was hoping one of them would drop a heart.
That doesn't happen in this game. Don't be silly.
Yeah, it does. Sometimes. They drop hearts occasionally. Do this. I'm a champ. Nope. Sorry.
He's not really a champ.
I'm not wrong. I usually don't do that, but that's kind of cheating. So kind of gave away where I was playing it on. You can tell I'm playing it on the Switch. Look at the layout. I've got my avatar there in the corner.
Oh, hey, yeah, you're right. Oh, Bowser.
Maybe it had a Goonies vibe to it. This game.
Oh, and that's what sucked you in?
Yeah, maybe it was. I love the Goonies.
That is a great movie.
I love the soundtrack.
And it's got skulls everywhere in this game, much like Goonies.
Yeah, alright, I'm going to use the potion now. Alright.
Oh, it doesn't even fill up all your hearts?
Nah, it gives you like 4? 4.5? 5? I don't know.
Huh.
It's jank. Okay. Doink. Let's go take this dude down. I think we can do it.
Okay, what happens if you run out of jump ropes?
your hose.
Ah.
Get close enough to hit him. Well, aren't we just... Yeah.
Oh, good gracious.
I took a lot of hits.
Yeah, you did.
The funny thing is, I probably spent more time... It's one of these things where if you just focus on taking him down, you'll lose less hearts than you will focusing on dodging.
Ah.
You know? It's one of those kind of things. It's kind of counterintuitive. Oh, hey. Here's a bonus here. One last guy. It doesn't make any difference. Oh, well, if I'm going to use you, I'm going to use a jump rope. Hey-yaw!
Just because?
Just because.
Oh, this is so very Goonies.
Yeah, it's very much that. You can't tell me this didn't have Goonies inspiration. I mean, your name is Mike. You know, Mike.
Oh my gosh, his name was Mikey.
Yeah, Sean Astin. There you go. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
Done it.
Look. Yep. Like it's got like a crack in the bottom of the lake and it just falls out.
It all fell out the skeleton's mouth.
Bleh. It would have been cool if like fish came out with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or if they were still fish like flopping on the ground.
Oh, that'd be sad. You know, at least if it goes into the underground, you know, there's still water
the fish
there.
could be with it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. We'll just never see the light of day again.
Well, then they'll become those, you know, blind cave fish.
Sure. Oh. Oh my goodness.
Cola.
Yeah, you know, not to get... This is so hard to do this without sounding political, isn't it? Could this fly today? I'm sure there would be people who would get upset about it.
I would just like to say that this is exactly what happens in Breath of the Wild, though, with the whole Gerudo village.
You know, that's a good point.
Yep, it's a female-only village, and you dress up as a girl.
That's a good point. You know, maybe we're just thinking too hard about it, making, you know, too big a deal.
Look at your pretty pigtails.
One way or the other.
Uh-huh. He must be from Radicola.
Cola. All right, let's go talk to...
Yeah, why is that not a drink from the 80s? Or 90s? Radicola?
Yeah, that seems extreme. That's like the kind of drink that you would drink after you have been there and done that.
No, that's the drink you drink while you're
being
doing
there
it.
and doing that.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's true.
Good name. I like you.
I like you. Blah, 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 blah.
Voice is strong, like a man's.
Say what you want, man. This shooting star is freaking awesome. Dude, I would dress up as a girl to get that shooting star.
Just to get the shooting star?
Heck yeah.
You would look pretty.
Would. Yeah, I like the female signal here around the pool. That's good.
Oh, I didn't even notice that when you walked in.
Yeah, totally. Oh, I gotta go talk to, what's-her-nuts here. Oh, sorry.
Don't disturb them, Ash.
Sorry, I meant... Sorry!
Jump up and down 10 times? Really?
Yeah, and you do it.
This game is crazy.
Yeah, it is. I was actually hoping that this game would give you the option to not change back and you could play the rest of the game as a girl.
Okay, that would have been kind of funny.
I see. Are you just dressed up as a girl, or did they actually turn you into a girl?
You were very cute.
Now that's creepy. But, you know, I don't know. I have to go back and look at the dialogue to see if it says, are you disguised as a girl? Or the fortune teller literally turn you into a girl?
Yeah, because at least in Breath of the Wild, you're just disguised.
I don't know. There's something intriguing about, in a super crown kind of way. Being turned into a girl. You just briefly. I don't know.
Didn't that happen in Pigs in Space?
They switch bodies.
Yeah.
Miss Piggy's like, hey, watch it, Buster. Or whatever, said the Link.
Link Hogthrob.
I love Link. Link needs more stuff. I felt like he's been underutilized in the days after, Muppet Show. That brings up another excellent question. If you did another Muppet movie based on a work, like a literary work, like they used to do, Christmas Carol, Treasure Island, what could it be?
Dracula.
I love
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I would love to do, yes.
Okay, but who would the human be in Bram Stoker's Dracula?
That's a good question.
I would almost have the human be Dracula.
Yeah. Who would you get as Dracula, though?
Hugh Jackman?
Okay. Yeah. Miss
Piggy would be all over him, because Miss Piggy is totally Mina.
Yeah.
And Kermit the Frog is the,
You do Jonathan?
Is it Jonathan? Yeah.
Jonathan. Then you'd have Renfield. Gonzo.
I must write this now.
You could do that. It's an interesting thing, I mean, just the casting. I'm thinking of like other
Tarzan?
Other books. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I feel like Tarzan. I don't think Tarzan was relevant when the movie Tarzan came out, like the animated one.
The Disney one?
Yes. I don't think Tarzan was relevant anymore.
Okay, what about the Brendan Fraser one, though?
That wasn't Tarzan. That was George of the Jungle.
Oh my gosh, you're right. He was basically Tarzan.
Well, it's a parody of Tarzan, and that's fine. But wow, we're really getting into some weird topics here. But I mean, like Tarzan it's not a relevant thing anymore. Like, what makes Tarzan interesting? It's this idea that there are parts of the world that were not explored yet. It's like, it's not that you have this guy who was raised by apes. It's that there was this, there's these parts of the world that were unexplored and untamed, and they were still out there, and now you're having these fictional stories about them, but that's not the case anymore.
I still think there's parts of the world, because, we're still finding parts of in the Amazon rainforest, we're still finding cities with LiDAR.
Yeah, but those are ancient civilizations.
That's true.
But the thing is, we're not finding actual civilizations anymore. There's no, since satellite imagery came along and, I guess, what killed it? Satellites in the 60s, maybe? The Landsats were launched in the 70s. But, as we figured out, it's like, okay, the entire world has been mapped now. There's nothing left. That kind of a story isn't so much relevant anymore.
Okay, side question about the game, sorry.
Yeah. No, we should probably get back onto the game.
So, those jump rope things.
Yeah.
They don't roll over from level to level?
No, they do not.
What do? Drop them when you get outside?
I think you're just so happy to be alive, you just drop everything in your inventory. I would. Oh no! I lost my dude.
Mike is a terrible adventurer.
He is a terrible adventurer. Oh, hang on, I gotta go. Hit the button here. But I lost half a heart, so now I don't have. So I need 6 hearts for my shooting star.
Oh, so you need half a heart. Okay, you need 1 star. Because when you get 5 stars, you get a heart, right?
Yeah, that's true. I'm hoping maybe I can... There's a block here that gives me something. No! Now don't get hit by this
fly
bug dude. Yeah.
Oof.
Oh, we're good. Sweet. Now the fun part is timing this one. So it's not, you know, underwater.
Under lava?
Yeah, I guess.
Is lava hot enough to burn bones?
I don't think it's lava. I think it's just, I don't know, strawberry syrup water, I guess. Ha! Just, you know,
goodness.
Keep moving until the timing's right, you know?
I hate the jumping.
Oh, you punked me. You jumped up right into my biz.
Now you still don't have throwing stars.
Still don't have my shooting.
You still need a regular star.
No. I know.
Oh,
and he
that just made it worse.
I know. Oh, well, I got one back. Still waiting. Come on.
Oh! Just give it up. I'm sorry.
Well, I have to kill him.
Oh.
Because I can't move forward until these guys are done.
Oh my gosh.
See? It's gonna make the
in-boss harder.
This is alright, hang on. Alright, remember those weapons you had? You remember those guys?
These eyeballs are terrifying.
But I guess I should have been using my other stuff. I got too cocky.
Whoa. He was gonna rush you.
Yeah, I was getting jacked up. Alright.
So what's the storyline behind this game? You've lost your uncle.
Yeah, he got you get a letter from your uncle, you know, and you go to Sea Island to go visit him, only to find out he's been abducted! Apparently by aliens.
Yeah, because this all turns out to be aliens, apparently.
Yeah. Because why not?
What? Are you telling me a giant blue furry beast isn't, you know, normal to the island?
Yeah. No, I bet he's... Oh, I think this is indigenous to the island. We're not to the aliens yet.
That's just weird. Those floating eyeballs, they look like aliens.
They're not aliens. They're just, you know...
Indigenous.
Indigenous to the island.
He's got tiny legs you can't even see.
Oh, we're not going that way, though. We're going around. This is going to be one of those. It's almost like fighting Dark Knots, where you have to hit them from the side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's always a pain. Oh, hey. Almost there. Think I got one more guy? Yeah, we're fine.
Blue boy. So is this the one you like throwing stars for?
For these guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. For your shooting star? Because you can get them, because you're slightly ranged.
Yeah, that's true.
And they like do double the power, like double the damage.
Nice.
What about you? Up one. There we go.
Oh my gosh.
It's ridiculous.
Yes. I feel like you need a strategy guide for this. Well, you don't, but I would.
Well, the strategy guide was just playing it over and over and over again.
So did you use the reset button on the Nintendo?
Oh, to turn the games off?
Well, okay, so with that's what we would always do when we would mess up. I wouldn't even hold in the reset button when I would mess up. I would just, you get so mad and you just hit the reset button and restart the game.
Oh, I never did that. I don't think I ever did that.
Oh, see, that was our thing. It was just like,
it would show the game.
I'm so mad. Reset.
Mm-mm. No, because you'd have to like start over.
We did that a lot with Mario.
Well, there was this whole thing about you were supposed to hold in the reset button when you turned the power off. Did you ever do that?
Only with Zelda. Because,
Did you ever have corrupted game files on Zelda?
yes.
Did you really?
Uh-huh.
Never once.
Yeah.
Ever.
One time, totally. One time, and we were always really good about.
Oh.
Yep.
Maybe it was just some cartridges. I never had that. And I had a gold cartridge. Did you have the gold version?
Yes.
Because there were more than one versions of it. I think the gold one was the original release of it.
Uh-huh.
And then they had non-gold versions of the game. But mine was gold. And my Zelda 2 was gold. So when I had an N64 in college, I had the gold. I had the golden Ocarina of Time edition and the holographic Majora's Mask, and both of them got stolen.
I think we had the holographic Majora's Mask at one point, because I remember that one.
I was so mad.
Confession.
I had somebody came in and just, because I had a roommate, this is when we lived in those apartments in the quad, and, you know, some guy, he left the door open. The guy had been up. See, I didn't get to choose any of my roommates for that. It was my last year of school. So, you know, it was like this apartment setup where you had one double and three singles who shared a single common room, right? Like an apartment.
Yeah.
So I had a single. One of the other guys who was in the single, he did this thing where he would stay up for like 3 days on end. He was taking like no-dos or...
Oh, that just makes me nauseous thinking about
like,
it.
what was it, epinephrine or something, you know, like those kinds of like things you could get at the gas station.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he would stay up for like 3 days doing stuff. Probably like downloading, you know, apps and music and stuff.
Napster!
Well, the thing is, what he would do is he was downloading hip-hop and rap albums for the guys, some of these other guys who lived in the dorm, and selling it to them.
Oh my gosh.
For like dirt cheap, for like, you know, $2 or $3 for an album, and they didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
And so what had happened was, I think that's what happened. These guys would come over, because these guys, these were shady guys that he was making these things for, right? So what happened was he'd been up for days, like pirating music that he was selling to these guys, and then he just fell asleep. And what happened is I had gone out to the cafeteria for lunch with one of my other roommates, and in that time somebody had come in. And he didn't lock the front door.
Oh no.
And someone had just walked right in and helped themselves to everything in that front room, that common room, which included my N64, all the games, my Dreamcast, all its games, and my DVD player.
That sucks.
Yeah, I wasn't very happy about that. You know, it's the only time I ever had to fill out a police report for something.
And they never found it again.
Oh, no. That never got recovered. There was no way of that ever getting recovered. You know, it wasn't until later that I think I knew I had an idea of who was responsible.
And by then it's just like, well,
yeah, it's like,
can't do a lot about it now.
Nothing I can do about it now. I mean, the stuff was probably sold and long gone. Even, you know, by the week was out, you know, when it happened, because it's not like they're going to hang on to that stuff. So I was kind of bummed about that. I'm trying to remember how I got there. Oh, the N64, because I lost my games. I lost my N64 and I lost my my collector editions of Ocarina and Majora's Mask.
Okay, did you ever play anything on the Dreamcast?
Yeah, I played Sonic Adventure. I had, and this is what bugged me, I had gotten Resident Evil 2 and 3, the Dreamcast releases, because they were kind of remastered to some extent. They had some new features, and, you know, that kind of thing. And I had those, and I had Code Veronica. I had Code Veronica on there, and that was pretty cool. And what else? Yeah, a handful of other games, not much, but I lost all of them, you know. Yeah, but you had the if you remember, the Dreamcast had those weird memory cards that looked like Tamagotchis. They looked like tiny little Game Boys.
I do not remember that.
Yeah, they fit into the controllers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, sad.
Bum bum bum.
Totally got. I lost a lot. I lost several $100s worth of stuff.
Yeah.
With that. My DVD collector. Yeah, I love this little island. Hey, Boba, I'm gonna leave you on this island with one palm tree. Bye.
You'll be fine.
He'll swim back to wherever. Yeah, this is the part where it's like dipping the letter. Right. Sent you a letter with a map of Sea Island a few weeks ago. Evil aliens from a distant planet. Tell Mike to dip my letter in water. Do you understand? Yes. Yeah, it's...
And then you have to dip the book in water.
Yeah, dip the manual in water to get the frequency.
That's so wrong.
And I spent hours in middle school just going through all the frequencies. And the dumb thing is, I was just guessing random frequencies. And if I just started from 0...
And just like 1, 1, 1, 1.
Yes, or just like 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 2, and just go through. I would have eventually gotten to 747. You know?
And you probably would have gotten there in less time than it took you to find the manual.
Yeah. I mean, 750 iterations, I would have figured it out.
Yeah.
And that would have taken less than 4 years. It's fine. It's just...
Weren't you doing all the, like, conspiracy theory, like, numbers?
No. Well, what happened was, it wasn't conspiracy theory. I was just diving way too deep into, like, what the puzzle was, right? The frequency, FRE, does that mean anything? And I was thinking, what does that mean? Fall of the Roman Empire. When was that? 421 AD. You know. Oh, that didn't work.
Fall of the Roman Empire.
I don't know. You know, your mind goes to weird places. You overthink it.
Your mind always goes to weird places.
But the funny thing is, 747 would have been... I mean, that makes sense. Now. It's ridiculous. Alright. I am going to call it for now.
Okay.
We come back to this some other time. This is the whole Captain Bell thing. This is fun. But this is where the dungeons get a little harder. I mean, by the time you get to the spaceship at the end of the game, it's just unplayably hard. It's no fun anymore.
Aw, you're no fun anymore.
You're no fun anymore. Yeah. Alright, so until next time, here on
Nite Play.
Nite Play. Whenever you see this, or whenever it gets uploaded, whenever that is. I assure you, we're doing this at night. How would you know? All right.
See y'all.
See y'all.